On Monday, July 20th, Mary Yoder's day started off like any other day. She had a busy schedule with patients to see and plans to have lunch with her mother. Mary Yoder began her day at the office and saw her first patient at 8 a.m. She planned to have lunch with her mother, but arrived when she had already eaten. Mary returned to the office and had a protein shake for lunch. It all started as a typical Monday for Mary Yoder, but as the day went on, her health took a sudden and terrifying turn. Nausea and diarrhea turned into something far more sinister as her body began to shut down. Desperate for help, Mary's loved ones rushed her to the emergency room, but the diagnosis wasn't what they were expecting. As she fought for her life, the doctors struggled to determine the cause of her illness. But time was running out and Mary's heart was giving out. With every passing moment, the stakes grew higher, and the mystery of Mary's illness deepened. What could be behind this sudden and deadly illness? The answer may be closer than anyone realizes. Stay tuned to find out. Mary Yoder's last 36 hours were a living nightmare that ended in her passing, surrounded by her family and loved ones at the hospital. In the wake of her death, the doctors were puzzled by the sudden and unexpected turn of events. They approached Mary's husband Bill Yoder and asked for permission to conduct an autopsy to shed light on the mysterious circumstances surrounding her illness and death. Bill agreed, and without hesitation, they eagerly began to uncover the truth about what happened to his beloved wife. During the autopsy, Dr. Kenneth Clark from the Onondaga County Medical Examiner's Office made a startling discovery. As he examined slides of Mary Yoder's organs, he noticed that cells appeared to be self-destructing. This led him to suspect that something had been introduced into her body that caused her death. Dr. Clark ordered blood tests to check for heavy metals and common poisons like arsenic and cyanide, but all results came back negative. The mystery deepened as Dr. Clark was left baffled by the cause of Mary's poisoning. After Mary Yoder's body was released and cremated, Dr. Kenneth Clark had only one vial of her blood left to test the cause of her poisoning. He reached out to Dr. Gianna from Upstate Poison Control for help. Based on Mary's symptoms, the timeline of events, and her cardiac events, Dr. Marafa suspected colchicine poisoning. Colchicine is a medication used to treat gut, but in higher doses, it can be deadly. The last vial of blood was tested almost 2 months after Mary's death and came back positive for colchicine. This was a highly unusual case of intoxication, making it a unique and puzzling investigation. An anonymous letter accusing Adam Yoder, Mary Yoder's youngest son, of being involved in her death was received by both the medical examiner's office and the sheriff's department. The letter claimed that the colchicine container used to poison Mary was in Adam's Jeep. During an interview with Adam, investigators found the colchicine bottle under the seat of his Jeep, just as the letter had indicated. Adam seemed surprised, and he did not expect investigators to find anything in his vehicle. They also found a receipt containing personal information about Adam, including the email address mradamyoder1990@gmail.com, which was used to purchase the colchicine. It is believed that the author of the anonymous letter may know more than they had revealed. An anonymous letter leads investigators to find evidence connecting Adam Yoder to the death of his mother, revealing a potential accomplice. During the investigation, Adam Yoder was suspected to be involved in the mother's death. However, when his email address was found on a receipt with the colchicine container, he denied any involvement and suggested that he was out of town when his mother fell sick. Investigators checked his alibi and found that it was true. When asked if he suspected anyone who could harm his mother, he did not mention anyone in particular. The investigation turned to Caitlin Conley, the Yoder family's office manager, who was also Adam's girlfriend. During questioning, it became apparent that their relationship was tumultuous, and Caitlin expressed fear of Adam. When investigators asked if she was the author of the anonymous letter that accused Adam of poisoning his mother, Caitlin confessed to writing the letter, and she then became a suspect in the case. During the investigation, it was discovered that Caitlin Conley had added Adam Yoder's email address to her personal cell phone and used the same email address to purchase the colchicine found in Adam's car. Additionally, DNA evidence found on the cardboard wrapper and stamp of the anonymous letter matched Caitlin Conley's DNA. Despite having no witnesses, investigators believed that the evidence was enough to charge Caitlin Conley with second-degree murder. Nearly a year after Mary's murder, Caitlin was arrested and indicted by a grand jury. Some members of the community were surprised by the arrest and did not believe Caitlin could have committed the crime. Investigators found the anonymous letter, which was a key piece of evidence, and it was written on a computer at the chiropractic office. They were also able to track the iterations of the letter and how it was edited over time. The prosecution presented a receipt for purchase of the colchicine found in Adam's car, which was traced back to the Gmail account belonging to Mr. Adam Yoder 1990 at gmail.com. The account was accessed, created, and terminated through a device that was directly linked to Caitlin Conley. They were also able to interview the person who processed the order and confirmed that the order was placed by a young woman with a soft voice. The fact that Caitlin's phone was connected to the culture scene is not as significant when considering that others had also access to it. It seems that Caitlin became jealous of Adam moving on and decided to harm his mother, Mary. It is suspected that Caitlin either prepared a protein shake for Mary or contaminated her protein powder. The district attorney's office could not find a motive attributable to Caitlin, and no one knows exactly what happened to Mary except for the one person who committed the act. Despite 5 days of intense deliberation, the jurors were unable to reach a verdict due to reasonable doubt. New digital evidence found on Adam Yoder's laptop could be the key to convicting Caitlin Conley in her second trial for the murder of Mary Yoder. The first trial of Caitlin Conley ends in a mistrial as a jury fails to reach a verdict. The prosecution plans a second trial 6 months later with the hopes of finding more digital forensic evidence. During this time, the prosecution delves deeper into Adam Yoder's laptop and discovers a backup of Caitlin's phone, which includes evidence of her conducting research on lethal poisonings and calculating the amount of colchicine needed to kill someone of Mary Yoder's weight. This new evidence may be crucial in the upcoming trial. Caitlin's phone contained a note indicating where she intended to plant the colchicine bottle and receipt in Adam's car. Investigators also found the Gmail password, Adam is gay, used to purchase the colchicine, which contained a message that did not make sense coming from Adam, but fit Caitlin's relationship with him. Caitlin made a significant effort to delete evidence from her phone, but some remained, including a research on lethal poisoning and articles on computing the dosage based on weight. After the second trial, Caitlin was sentenced to 23 years in prison for Mary Yoder's murder, and the prosecution believes that justice has been served. In conclusion, the murder of Mary Yoder and the subsequent trials of Caitlin Conley and the evidence presented highlight the importance of digital forensics in modern criminal investigations. The use of technology to investigate crimes can reveal crucial evidence that was previously unavailable, such as all deleted emails, notes, and search history. The case also emphasizes the importance of not overlooking the significance of small details, such as the email used to purchase the colchicine. While the case may have taken 2 trials and years to reach a conviction, justice was ultimately served for Mary Yoder.